everybody, it is me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles luxury realtor. Today we're going to be talking about forbearance, mortgage relief, and loan modification. You don't want to miss this, and I just want to take a moment to ask you, if you haven't already subscribed, would you do me a little favor and just go ahead and click that subscribe button below, as well as the bell for updates. We'll be right back. Thanks again, everybody. It's me, Corrie Sommers, your local Los Angeles luxury realtor. So let's just dive right in. What exactly is a forbearance? Well, a forbearance is an actual agreement between you and your lender for a temporary relief of mortgage payments. Now, this is not debt forgiveness. This is not the bank wiping your loan payments off the books. This is monies that do have to eventually be paid back. But right now, with everything that's happening with the coronavirus, COVID-19, and the $2 trillion stimulus package, there is an opportunity, if you are currently not working or struggling or have lost your job, have been laid off, to make an agreement with the bank for forbearance so that you don't lose your home. Now, there's a couple of things to this, and if you see me kind of looking to the side, I just want to make sure my notes are accurate. So under the CARE Act, you have the right to request a forbearance from your lender. Now, there's only two requirements. The first requirement is that your loan actually has to be backed by a federally backed loan, okay? So this only applies to loans that are either federally backed or you were infected in some way by the coronavirus. Again, the most obvious is that you're currently not working or you lost your job, of all those things that are related to the coronavirus and the stay-in shelters at place that most of us are under, right? Now, there's no actual paperwork required for this forbearance. And just to help you understand, the types of loans that are federally backed range from an FHA loan, a Fannie Mae loan, a Freddie Mac loan, a Ginnie Mac loan, a VA loan, and agricultural loans. So most of us are most commonly familiar with an FHA loan. We've heard that term. Or if you've served in the military, you know that you have a right to a VA loan, which allows you to purchase a home with 0% down, which is a pretty amazing product. And I strongly encourage everyone that has served in the military to go ahead and use that. Now, let's say that your loan is not federally backed. What about you? Well, because of this CARES Act, you still might be able to get a forbearance. Now, most lenders are granting about a 90-day forbearance right off the bat because of the coronavirus and the CARES Act. But what the CARES Act actually does is it states that you can get a 180-day forbearance with an option to actually extend that forbearance another 180 days. So that's really designed to help you because you might be impacted by either losing your job or not being able to work. You might not be an essential employee. There's so many things going on right now. Maybe you're sick. So this is all designed to help you retain ownership of your home and get back on track financially. Now, there's no paperwork required for the CARES Act forbearance. Some banks might require the forbearance to be paid back in a lump sum. So I just kind of want to throw this out there. If you're thinking, hey, this is the time that I just not pay my mortgage, but you actually have the money, I don't recommend you do that. If you have the funds, go ahead and pay it. And I get that this can be challenging. If you're renting your property out and your tenant is not paying, which is something that I'm experiencing right now, if you have the ability to pay that mortgage, just pay it. Don't do this unless you really, really have to. Now, the other thing is you can negotiate with your lender for maybe better payment terms or an option not to pay in a lump sum, but that's going to depend on you and the lender and what you work out. Payment plan is typically 2, 3, 6 months payback is added to your normal loan payments going forward. There's also a deferred plan, which maybe will add your payments to the very end of the loan. I know a lot of people have been commonly talking about that, and there are lenders that are doing that. And the third is just a total loan modification. Now, if you're like me, you're probably saying, wait a second, if I miss a mortgage payment, how will this affect my credit? Well, because of the CARES Act and this forbearance, if you actually enter into a forbearance agreement, the lender should not be reporting you as a late. You should not have any negative effect on your credit report. So one thing I just want to say, anytime you're brokering a deal with your lender or anybody that has to do with money, get it in writing. Because let's say you enter into a forbearance agreement and they actually report you as late, if you have that actual letter of the forbearance agreement, which is citing this is done under the CARES Act, and because of the coronavirus, you'll be able to send that information to the credit reporting agencies to get that cleared up later. It's just a little tidbit to think about, think ahead. Nobody's perfect, right? So as long as you are current and you enter the forbearance agreement, technically they're not supposed to report you, and your status will remain current as far as your credit goes. Now, there's no additional fees to do a forbearance, and a forbearance might not be right for you. I mean, it just might not, for whatever reason. Maybe it's time to think about selling your home instead of doing this because you're moving, or maybe you're just a little uncomfortable. But the program can actually be very helpful if you are in a situation and you don't have income coming in. From everyone that I've talked to who is relying on the new unemployment stipulations because of the act and the stimulus, those aren't paying out right away. So you really could have a lapse. Maybe you need a month's relief. So just think about it. Here's some facts for you. I hope this is helpful. And thank you so much for watching. Again, as always, leave your comments or questions below. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm just going to ask you one more time. Please take a moment to go ahead and do so and click the bell for updates. I will see you next time.